Hi, and welcome to Battlefield Sports. I'm Hunter. Today I'll be explaining how to lock and unlock your devices. First off, what is an unlocked or locked device? All SATR3 devices can be locked/unlocked. When a device is unlocked, you can get access to the individual settings for that device. When you first turn on an unlocked device, you can either click the red button for common settings or the black button for uncommon settings. Each device role has a variety of common settings that are applicable to that device, and the uncommon settings is a very long, extensive list that you can use to customize that device. For example, on a domination box, if you'd want to change how many times a player needs to actually shoot the box in order to capture it for their team, you can do that in the common settings. Otherwise, in the uncommon settings, you can also change the SATR ID, you can change the theme of that device, and you can also, on a tagger, add auto respawn. So you can make it so that this individual tagger will respawn itself after a certain amount of time, and this is really useful for low mobility players. So for example, someone in a wheelchair. Most operators will keep their devices locked unless they need to unlock them, which is why we have this video on how to do that, but you'll want to keep it locked generally, especially the taggers. The locked feature bypasses this setup screen, so what we call the boot screen, where you can pick red or black. It just goes straight into game start. This is a very useful feature because it means when you turn on the device and you hand it to the player, they can't change any settings. All they can do is blast the other players. Many of our standard resets already lock the device. So for example, the Commando Red and Commando Blue resets in the Battlefield tag theme, they lock the device. So when you do that reset, that device, that tagger is now locked and set to Commando Red or Blue. But as I said, there are circumstances where you might need to unlock a particular tagger to change certain settings. Alright, so the first thing you want to do to unlock a tagger like this one, you'll need to actually make sure it's turned off. Alright, so then what you're going to need to do is actually find the red and the black button. They're both here. For this setup, you need to actually be holding both of these down as you do that. I'm going to set it up so I can do that. You'll also be using this to turn it on. So while it's off, hold down both buttons, turn the switch, and it should then, let's get the right angle here. Yeah, so you can see SATR in it, just here. And for this as well, we want to actually click, it's the last one, red to unlock. So we find the red button, just here, click the red button, and then it will think about it as it unlocks.
Boot screen. Push green button or pull trigger to activate device. To access the common menus, push the red button. To access the uncommon menus including changing the device role, push the black button.
Great, so that is the boot screen. It gives a little explanation about what it is. And if you want to just dive into the games once you've done all your changes, then you just
mission start.
Pull the trigger and it jumps in to the start. And there you have it. That's how you unlock the device. If you have any other questions about SATR3, you can leave them in the comments or send us an email.